What sent me back to books actually was a breakup. Sorry to say. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. For those who are new here, my name is Stella Muyoka and my channel basically is for women. Here we get to share our experiences as women, and through our experiences you're able actually to understand that there is a community of women out here experiencing the same things you're experiencing it. And other than that, we also it's a way of us to mentor our young girls and also mentor women around us for them to be able to understand, we are in this together and we pull one another together. This is a segment for me when I was younger. And basically what I wanted to talk about is for individuals who are in their 20s, just basically in your 20s, or individuals who are trying to restart up in their life-changing careers. Active social life is equals to a happy individual. So we need to get out more, meet people. And while we're meeting these people, number one, we're supposed to learn to create boundaries and actually communicate it to our partners or friends. And I think this is something that we don't do as individuals, especially we don't do most of us as individuals. We have the fear, when I talk to someone about my boundary, maybe they wouldn't want to hang out with me more. So because of the fear of, abandonment, we feel like we don't actually share out our boundaries. But boundaries are key. Boundaries, put people at par so that they can understand the kind of person you are. And also, for those people who respect your boundaries, actually are true people, and they intend to, in return, actually, they respect you as a person. Respect is key. Other than that, you have to learn to listen to intuition. Sometimes you meet a new person, but deep down you just have a weird feeling about this person, that this is not a good person for you. Or you find that deep down you are at peace. So with this person you're at peace. That is the intuition telling you that this is the right fit for you. So learn to listen to intuition. We should stop dismissing our intuition. Most of us, actually, I do sometimes, we do, because we want to see the good side of this person. But I think as we are growing up as women, it's like we grew up to be fixers. We want to fix things. And you find that because of this weakness, you meet someone that is not good for you, but you want to fix them to be good for you. You feel like if I fix this person, they will need me more and they will want to be in my life. But I think we need to move on from people that are not beneficial to us. Other than that, don't waste your time with someone who doesn't see a future in you. And in our 20s, I think we spent the reason as to why we are broken adults, and we can't even, we no longer want to be in relationships, we no longer want to trust, we no longer want to love, is because we wasted our years and months with people that they didn't see us in their future. So we end up being used. We feel used. We feel we were used, and because of that, we don't want to be out to go out again. So you find that when you can always tell when someone doesn't have a picture of you in their future. And if you feel if this person has communicated, whether directly or indirectly, to you about them not seeing you in their future, please just walk and move on. Other than that, sex doesn't mean love. And I think currently students in campus, we think that, or even just out of, in starting out at work, we feel like, as ladies, we feel like, when we give ourselves to a man, it equates to them loving us. And we need to understand that sex is just sex, love is love. So when you learn to differentiate between those two, you'll find that sex isn't love, and you cannot use sex to get love. Love is love. If someone wants to love you, they'll love you. Whether you are sexual with them or not, they will just love you as you are. Other than that, respect and kindness are key. Be respectful to others and be kind to people. And in return, have people that are respectful to you and kind to you. Because people who respect you are going to respect your boundaries. And respect actually is a key thing you're supposed to look in various situations, whether it's friendship, in work, or just basically in our intimate relationship. And also be around like-minded people. Look for people that resonate with your goals, your life goals, and also your career goals, and also financial goals. Look for those people. Such kind of people are going to help you pull you up from wherever you are, and you'll keep making the steps together because you have the same goals. So when you're having the same goals, the road is the same. It's not diverted, it's just the same road. You're in the same road with different experiences, but you're all towards the same goal. So be around like-minded people. Other than that, I have, as I've mentioned it over and over again, develop your platonic relationships. Platonic is family, friends, any relationship that it's not intimate or sexual, that is a platonic relationship. nurture this relationship. Give it the same energy we give our intimate relationship. And once you learn to develop through platonic, you'll be able to express yourself better, learn your boundaries better, know what you can condone and what you cannot condone. And when you understand yourself better and you step into a relationship and you understand yourself better, it has better chances of actually, growing better and stronger. And also spend time with family and friends. The more you spending time with family and friends actually fills a certain space in our soul, and it will make you feel a fulfilled life. And also, friends bring up they bring up the life side of us. We become more happy, we become more happy individuals. So spend more times with family and friends. Also, the bonding will assist you as an individual. If your family is toxic, you can spend less time with them. If your friends are toxic, we can always boot out the friends, but toxic family members are family members at the end of the day. And I don't say that you condone such toxicity. Just, you can talk to them, but you can be involved with them to a certain level. But if they're too toxic, you can also just avoid and see the best way you can be able to, cater to them, but avoid. The other segment is on career. And I think most of us are fucked up in career. We've done things that we would like to redo, and things that I would have loved to have known in my beginning of my 20s. One is to learn a marketable skill continuously. And in this aspect, is apart from the career that you're either within the career or out of your career, you have to learn a marketable skill. This skill is going to help you actually be able to, make extra cash. It's marketable. So you're going to make extra cash out of it, and you can do it from the comfort of your home. Even if you get out of your career, this is something you still can do. A skill is attached to you. So for someone to be able to use your skill, they have to use you. So you become more valuable. So you can learn a skill. You learn this skill. If it works for you, you can learn the skill. If it works for you, it makes money for you, well and good. If you enjoy it, you can always try to learn another one. So continuously learn a skill. I usually say you can learn a skill in 1 year, and through that you can know what you're comfortable with and what you can work through on. But if you feel like you have a skill, sometimes you feel like give an example, maybe photography, or maybe just let's say photography, and you think you're good at photography and you've been doing it and people have loved it so far, you can actually venture into that and actually study more on it and keep on learning about it until you become, a professional. Other than that, we also need to pay attention to the things that give us joy. Most of it is communicated as follow your passion, but when you think about following your passion, you do not have a passion, you'll become, your mind will be in circles because of thoughts. But one thing you're supposed to learn, just pay attention to things you love. You can love marketing. You can love the idea, of educating people on something. You can love the idea, of posing for photos. That is what you love. That is what gives you joy. If that is what gives you joy, that can be associated with your passion. That is your passion. Work on it. Work on it and keep looking at things that, bring you joy as a person, and that is your passion. Don't look at it in an aspect that I am going to find my passion, I'm looking for my passion. No. Just pay attention to the things that bring you joy. Other than that, I think one thing that I failed to learn about was how to negotiate my salary. And this is attributed to self-worth. I think when I started working, my self-worth was very, very low. I had a very low self-esteem, and I was so desperate for a job that I was going to take what I was being offered, whether I didn't even research it, whether it was little or not. I didn't research to see if this is what is given for this position. And you find that when I was offered the job and I was told this is what you're going to earn, I said, okay, I'm okay with it. Why? I fear that if I did not negotiate from the salary that the salary that I was having, that I was being given to something better than what I had expected, number one, I might not be given the job, because why? I really need the job to actually grow my experience. So I was actually doing some side hustles before I joined this career, and whatever I was doing on the side was making more than this career. The problem is than that job. The problem is the money wasn't consistent. The jobs are not consistent. So this month you'll get half, the other month you'll get, boom, both salaries at the same time. So because of that instability, you wouldn't see how much you are making in a month. But if I was to go back, I would have negotiated my salary, because that salary was very low to start up with. But it was a role, a smaller role. So that is a lesson that I learned. And so one, research on offers that are being paid on that job. Two, understand how to salary negotiation is equates to your worth. So if you feel like you're worthy of that position, if you understand what you're bringing to the table, you will negotiate that salary. Other than that, never feel guilty moving up the ladder. This is something we experience in work. You have friends at work. You have friends at work, and it gets to a point where you've really worked hard towards your job. And I know most of us don't work extra hard in work, but some just work, normal working hours, 8 to 5. But you've gone out of the way, and you've been recognized for a promotion. You should never feel guilty of taking up the promotion. Take up the promotion and find ways of how you're going to be able to manage your work friends. Because when you are promoted, you have to deal with the backlash you're going to get from friends. Because why? Work friends do not want to see one of them go up the ladder. Very few people do. And you find that when you're raised above your work friends, there's going to be a backlash from those friends. Why? They feel like you are in the same level with them, but now you've gone to another level, and they still want to see you at this level, not the managerial level. So you're going to get a lot of backlash from friends, or from your work friends, but it's okay. It's just part of, career growth process. And other than that, we do not read contracts. We just sign them. Why? We really want this job and we really need to sign the contract. Always learn to read and also seek clarity on a contract. You can request for a day to read the contract and sign it. I believe when you request for such a time, it's going to be given to you before you start up the job. So that is something we need to learn before signing, so that we cannot be able to sign. Sometimes we sign, and when we want to leave a job, we find that there's some clauses in the contract that we didn't get clarity on. Sometimes you can read the contract wherever you are and seek for clarity on the specific clauses you do not understand on the contract, because you'll find that you can sign a contract that says that you can't leave this job in the next 10 years. If you leave it, you have to pay the company $1 million, and maybe you do not have that. So you learn to read contracts. Or maybe you get fired, and you're fired with a reason that is not within the contract. You can sue up the company. You have to learn. When you learn that aspect, when you learn the contract aspect of and understand it, it can enable you work best for your work condition when you're leaving to a new job, or maybe when you get fired. Other than that, find a mentor for yourself. In our Kenyan, I think there are very few mentors. We get access to very few mentors. And even if we get access to very few mentors, actually just finding a mentor is hard. People can mentor you people can be able to mentor you, but now the problem is people do not want to mentor. It's so unfortunate that there's so many individuals, up in the ladder, doing better than us, older than us, that could have guided us through the process, but they choose not to. So since I tried finding mentors growing up, and sometimes most mentors wouldn't gear towards what I'm aiming at. So in such a scenario, you find that I think I went back to books, and what sent me back to books actually was a breakup. Sorry to say, was a breakup. And because of this breakup, I read about books, and through books, I developed my self-worth. I know what I was worth. I read books on self-love. I just read a book. I think the first book I read was The Power of Yes. The Power of Yes. It teaches you when to say yes and when to say no. It helps you create boundaries. And when you learn your boundaries, you know what to tolerate and what not to tolerate. And through that evaluation, you can balance out your worth as a person. The more you read books, the more you educate yourself. You learn through people's experiences. When you look at people's experiences, how they spent money, went down the drain, came back up, it gives you an insight of what not to do and what to do. So read books. I encourage you to read books. And I also feel like people usually have a hard time to select a book. And I usually say the best way to select a book is to pick a book based on your current experience. If you've given birth as a parent, look for books, recommended books on parenting. Look for books on breastfeeding. Look for books on giving birth. Look for books on, feeding kids. look for books. Look for books on finances. If you feel like you need to save, look for books on savings. You want to invest, look for books on investment. What is your soul craving at that point? That is how you select a book. That is why you'll find that so many people are, you can never buy a book. You cannot find me reading a book and you want the same book unless that book speaks to you. If it's not speaking to you based on your current situation, you're not going to finish reading that book. You're going to read a page or two and you're done. If you want a book on routines, and I think one thing we fail to create are routines. Look for books on routine. You can try the 5 a.m. book, the 5 a.m. club. It will assist you to be able to develop, daily habits and routines. Or my best is compound effect. Read on compound effect. Learn that your career is your responsibility. I do more of sales and marketing. We usually have targets, yearly targets. It's your responsibility to hit those targets. It's your responsibility to bring in more clients. It's your responsibility to deliver on your job and learn that for you to grow in your career. It's your responsibility, nobody else's responsibility. No one is going to wake you up from that chair and give you the promotion that you need. You have to work for that promotion. And once you embrace that, you are going to actually move up the ladder, build a strong professional network and net worth. I'm an introvert, and I think I began speaking up when I started working marketing, because you have to talk to people, you have to, get the business. I'm alone in Mombasa, and my office is in Nairobi. So there's no one to wake you up in the morning and tell you, Stella, go do this job. Stella, you need to go see this client. We are free. You can wake up and decide to work at 12. But it's your choice to meet clients at 8 a.m., 7 a.m., even late night at 12 midnight. We meet clients, or 10 p.m. So you've got to build up a professional network. Find people aligned with your goal. But what are people looking for? Look for that and go out to networking events. Meet people. I know very few people actually help you out of networking, but you always find that person, one person who's willing. Net worth, be around people that have the same financial goal as you. Be around people with money. When you're around people who are millionaires, they will pull you up to be a millionaire. Why? You've seen that this is possible. This is what this person did. He did. It is easy to be this. You build a net worth in that, so that if you want to start a business, you have someone who can fund your business, instead of taking a loan from the bank if you don't need a loan from the bank. Or you can get partners who are willing to invest in your business. So develop your professional network and net worth. And when you go to finances, the key aspect, one, live below your means. Live below your means and don't upgrade your life. And I think that's something we learn later in life. But live below your means. Below your means, get the cheapest house you can get. Buy groceries at the cheapest place. Go shopping, buy offers. What is on offer on the shelf in the supermarket? It doesn't matter. What are brands? I used to buy brands, and nowadays I just sit and laugh, because I will buy brands, and if it's not a brand, I'm not buying. If it's a TV, I want a Samsung. Fridge, I want a Samsung. I want LG. If I'm buying if I'm buying anything, I go for the best. The best brand. What is the brand? What are people having? That is that is something I will be buying. But looking back, I think I would have gone for offers. I should have gone for offers, because offers means a reduction of price, but also evaluate offers. Sometimes offers don't mean a low price than whatever is in the shelf. And another thing about debt, always pay your debt first. If you're having a debt, especially personal debts, pay those debt first. Debts that I encourage are loans that you're giving towards a business. And don't take loans to start a business, but take loans to improve. Like, you're investing more on already something that is bringing you money. In such a case, you can, it's bringing you money. So that money you can use to pay the loan, but always pay your debt first. If you are having some debts, sit down, evaluate, lower your expenses, and make sure your first priority is paying off the debts that you have, whether it's mobile loans, whether it's whatever loans that you have. The loans you took because of stupid reasons, pay them fast. And number two, learn how to budget. Most of us don't know how to budget, but budgeting is geared towards bring it down to your daily use. What do you require on a daily basis? And from that daily basis, compound into a month. And look at what to reduce and what to cut off. And that is how you develop a budget. Simple as that. From transport to food, to food you're consuming every day, to clothes you're wearing, to bundles you're using on a daily basis. How much time you spend on a day on your bundles? Can you reduce that? You look at such kind of aspect. That is how you come up with a budget, and then save as soon as possible. The first year of me working, I did not save a thing. I won't even lie. I think I wanted to, have fun. And when I was reading through psychology, it means that such a phase in life comes because you lacked this kind of, fun when you were, this kind of fun, you lacked it. So you're trying to give yourself, the joy that you have it. So save as soon as possible. And it's never too early to save, to plan for retirement. And then join chamas. They teach you the discipline on savings, and they give you a chance actually to be able to develop a financial net worth, and also to access to loans if you need loans to start up something. And also join circles. Join both circles and chamas. They give you the same aspect. They give you the discipline to save, and they give you an aspect where you can be able to borrow from a chama or borrow from a circle. And also, other than that, joining a chama brings you closer to people who have the same financial goal as you. Learn about investing. You can do YouTube. YouTube is a good teacher. Google is a good teacher. You can also read books on investing. Look at various books on investing. How to be a fast millionaire. How to invest in stocks. That is how you learn books, YouTube, Google. Those are the three key. And other than that, you can look. Nowadays, people share their experiences, give advices, but also learn to filter. Because a lot of people most people are cons out here. As I had said earlier, build an emergency fund. Build an emergency fund for your emergencies. We have emergencies as adults. Instead of going to our savings account, build an emergency fund. And an emergency fund is 3 times your current expense. What did you spend in November? What did you spend in November? Multiply that by 3. That should be emergency fund. Or if you want, you can multiply by 6, but 3 should be the minimal. And if you're a beginner, your current emergency fund should be the expense of your first month. If you spend 30,000 in a month, 30,000 should be the minimal amount of emergency fund you have in your savings account. Be insured. Insure yourself, whether it's your assets, whether it's your health. Because at times you'll find yourself, you get into an accident or you get injured and you need to go through a surgery. You need to pay for, and surgeries are expensive. Hospital bills are expensive nowadays, and you still want the best health for you. So if you're not insured, you'll find that you're going to look for cheaper services. And I think we lose our loved ones through going to these quack clinics for you to just get cheap services, and I think that is why we fail more. So get insured. You don't want to be having a child and you don't know, and you don't want to be having a child and you don't have money to pay for a gynecologist or just a pediatrician to look at your child. We need these services. So find ways to insure yourself, and insuring yourself is quite affordable nowadays, because you'll find that you can get just a premium where you pay maybe 30,000 a year. If you spread 30 in 12 months, how much is that? It's very little money. Find a bank that suits your financial goal. In the aspect that if you're in this bank for 5 years, what would you want the bank to do for you? Because I feel like we sat down with a friend of mine and we were analyzing banks. He's getting what he wants in his bank, but I'm not getting what I want in my bank. Keeping in mind that my job is not, it's a contract-based job and not a permanent job. So, because of that, there's some benefits you don't get from the bank, but you can get in other banks, because other banks look at your financial, how you've been growing financially, and they can assist you to get to where you want. So research on a bank before you get into one. Another aspect we look at is mental and physical health. Is something we are learning now. And exercise for an hour. It will help reduce your stress and anxieties in life. Meditate, clear up your mind, open up your thoughts, and be positive. Take care of what goes to your body and to your mind for a happy life. I believe that, develop a routine, develop a daily routine in a way that if I am to ask you what are you going to do tomorrow, you'll tell me I'll do blah, 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 and blah, from this to this time, to this and this time. When you develop a routine and you shut down for the day, you get the fulfillment that you've done something good today. But if you do not have a routine and you wake up and do whatever you're doing, you might lack progress in your career. You might be lucky, but you might lack progress in your career, and you might be feeling like you've not done something adequate within the day. Practice discipline and critical thinking. That should be key. Discipline is the hardest thing to develop, but once you come out, you develop it, you are good to go, and it will assist you in all aspects in your life: finances, career, relationship. Discipline is, and critical thinking is very key. Also, one thing I tell my friends, find a therapist or a psychologist. Find someone you can openly talk to about things in life with zero judgment. You become open, you open your life in a very different aspect, that you in a very different aspect, because you're talking to someone who has zero attachment to you, is not even judgmental at all, and you need to add more toppings to the cake. This is a person who cannot talk about your issues outside their work. Why? You can sue them if they do. So that gives you the benefit of, you know, trusting them with some information in your life, and they will open up, they will assist you to understand you, know who you are, and solve issues in your life with zero emotions. So see a therapist at least 2 to 4 times a month. It's key. Or just once a month. You know, embrace that. Learn to embrace that. Just say, before the end of this month, let me go and see a therapist once this month. On Friday or on Monday, let me just go and see a therapist for myself and see if whatever Stella is saying is true. Know your weaknesses and work on them. I think most of us, we say we are broken because we've given ourselves so much to someone, and part of our innocence has been broken down into pain. So if you learn what your weaknesses are, you learn to work towards them, you're going to have better relationship with friends, family, and just basically people around you. And as we always say, hurt people. So if you're a hurt person, you need to work on your wounds, heal those wounds. And I know it's funny to say that, we don't heal completely, but healing is a process. So you have to learn to trust the process and go one step at a time. And in the other aspect of sense of self, being aware of yourself, take care of yourself. We've learned about, I think self-love has been preached to us for the last couple of years, and it's something that we didn't know. We were not putting ourselves first. Now we have to learn to put ourselves first. So love yourself and take care of yourself, because no one is going to do that for you. And if you meet someone, and some people take advantage of that. If you can't take care of yourself and love yourself, they will give you the love and care, so that you, as an aspect of you being needy to them. So for you to avoid that, love and take care of yourself. Develop your self-worth. Read books. Be around women that are trying to do the same. Be around women who are confident in themselves and are willing to hold your hand. Develop your self-worth. And other than that, build your confidence. I think confidence is something that most of us struggle with. And this may come from, homes where, in our homes, as a child, you couldn't speak up. You couldn't tell your parents when they were wrong. And because of this, you find that most of us, instead of talking about how we feel or how we got to a situation where we are putting our heads down. And this goes into decreasing your self-worth and also your confidence. So you'll be in a room where you can contribute more, or you're even better than whoever is speaking, but you can't stand up and speak. Because why? You don't have the confidence to, talk about a topic you love, or you don't have the confidence to just express what you're feeling. Other than that, you can build your confidence doing things you love. If you want to talk to women about, you are passionate about, gender-based violence, talk about it. The more you talk about it, the more your confidence builds. Why? Because the more people listen to you, and the more people listen to you, the more you'll develop your confidence. So look for things that you love and work towards them and speak about them. Whatever it is, just speak up about them. Other than that, accept the self the way you are, in whatever aspect that, whether it is you're physically challenged, mentally challenged, or just challenged with your self-worth or your confidence. Love yourself the way you are. Even if don't cover your marks, don't cover anything. Love yourself the way you are. When you look yourself in the mirror, make sure you love that person that you see in the mirror. Love that person, and in return, that person will love you back. And I have been doing affirmations for a while, but I stopped because I felt like those affirmations were for me and not for other people. So one thing I want to tell you, affirmation does work. Affirming basically is just it's a law of attraction. When you affirm things every day you wake up, those things come to you. If you say just try saying I am confident, I am beautiful for the next 1 month. Those two, I am confident, I am beautiful. And tell me how you feel after a month, because affirmation really does work. And our self-worth is affected by comparing yourself to others. So stop comparing yourself to others. Every person is different in their aspect. Someone can be good at speaking up, another one can be good at writing. So you have to differentiate these things and love yourself the way you are. So do not compare yourself to whoever is next to you or in the TVs or anywhere else. Don't complain. Complaining actually drains out your productivity. And instead of complaining, when you find yourself actually complaining, when you're constantly complaining to your friends, people are going to start avoiding you. Why? Because complaining actually drains someone. They drain someone's mind mentally. And the worst part is someone complaining and not finding a solution to the problem. That is the worst person you can ever meet. You know, you're complaining, but why are you not finding a solution to your problem? So when you're such kind of friend, you'll find that once you start speaking, people actually draw away from you. Why? Because of your complaining. And two, it will drain your productivity. Your mind won't be looking for solutions. They're going to be looking for the negative excuses that you're going to be using why you're not doing a certain aspect in your life. So stop complaining. And girls and ladies, always raise your standard. Someone will meet you up your standard. And so as I close these segments, I would like to leave you with a word from Where is Molly? And it says, and just like the moon, you shall go through phases of light, of dark, of everything in between. And though you may not always appear with the same brightness, you're always whole. I'm whole. So thank you guys for being with me, and thank you for watching the segment. As always, I'm Stella Muyoka. We have more content. We have more content on the channel, and if you feel like there's more content you want me to cover, kindly share that. As always, thank you and bye bye.